guys, welcome back to my channel. So for today's video, I will be reviewing the new Wet n Wild Photo Focus line. I already did a video about the foundation, so if you haven't seen that, go ahead and check it out. I'll put it in the description bar. But today, I will be reviewing the powder and the concealer from the Photo Focus line. So the biggest claim about this new launch is that these products were tested under 7 different light conditions: clear blue, sunlit sky, outdoors at night, indoors at night, electronic, flash, fluorescent light, bathroom light, and nightclub light. So for the foundation, for reference, I got the color light medium beige, and in store and online it says that they have 6 different shades. The first thing I noticed when I really looked at this, doesn't this look like the Maybelline Fit Me concealer? Like, let me... Look, it looks like a shorter, fatter version of it. So let's hope it works as well, because I use the Maybelline Fit Me every single day. So there's not that much more information on the website than there is on the packaging, but it does say that the concealer is a creamy and luminous concealer. It's tested to be white cast free, and it is high coverage. So we'll see about that. We'll check in about the claims. And then for the powder, I got the color warm beige, but on the website it says that there are 8 different shades, and this is said to set makeup with an unbelievably soft and satin finish, and then it says to reduce shine throughout the day. It says that it gives you a veil of silky, natural looking perfection in photos. We'll see about that. Okay, so as you can see, I already have some of my makeup on. Like I did in the other video, I will be wearing products that I wear on a daily basis so that I know if something's not working, whether it's the new Wet n Wild products or not. So we are going to start with the concealer. Like I said, I got the color light medium beige. Okay, so let's hope that this is my shade. Alright, let's see. Yeah. Okay. We're going to do the other one. I feel like it does, the application tip doesn't get as much product on the brush as I would want it to, because I feel like I'm having to go into the tube a lot. Okay. So as always, I'm going to blend out my concealer with my Beauty Blender. Looks pretty good. Blends out really easily. I like the coverage, and I feel like it's not settling into the creases underneath my eyes as fast as my Maybelline Fit Me usually does, which is interesting. So to set underneath my eyes, I'm going to be using the Coty Airspun powder, and what I'm going to do is on one side I'm going to bake my concealer, and then on this side I'm just going to set it with a brush. Alright, so while this is setting, we're going to go ahead and set this side of my face. What I'm going to do with the new powder is I'm going to use I think this is my It Cosmetics fluffy powder brush, and I'm going to use that to set this side of the face. And then for this side of the face, I'm going to use my little puff. So what I'm doing is I'm doing different techniques, I guess you can say, for the products, just so we can see what works. Just like with the foundation, I used a beauty blender and I used a brush. I want to see what works and what doesn't as much as possible. So yeah, we're going to go ahead and set this side of the face. Oh, and for reference, I'm using the L'Oreal True Match for foundation. So I'm not going to put any of this powder underneath my eyes because we already set the concealer with my Coty Airspun. I don't want this powder to affect the performance of my concealer. I want to be able to really tell if the concealer is working or not. And like I said, for this side, we are going to set with a puff. Okay. It's really not that surprising that by using a puff, you get a lot more coverage out of the powder than you do with a brush. But I feel like with the puff, you can also see the color of the powder a lot more than when I used a brush. Everything, oh, wait a minute. I don't know what's going on right here. That's what it looks like now. We'll check in later on how that looks. I'm going to go ahead and put on the rest of my makeup and then I'll come back. So I just finished putting on the rest of my makeup, and just like in the other video, I used my Urban Decay All Nighter Spray to set everything in place. And so for my first impressions, I guess you could say, I feel like, okay, well first of all, this side looks better now that I have my contour, blush, and highlight. But in the beginning, this side of my face looked patchy when I applied the powder, and then this side looks really smooth. And I know that is because I used a brush and a puff. So we're just going to see throughout the day what it looks like. And for the concealer, they both look pretty good. Obviously, this side's a little bit more dry than this side because I baked. But they're not really creasing. It blended in with the foundation really nicely. Yeah, so I will check in with you guys in a couple of hours to let you know how the makeup's doing. Alright guys, so it's 6 o'clock now, so it's been a little bit more than 3 hours since I put on the concealer and the powder, and again you can see that it came off around my nose where my glasses go, but for the foundation, I had worn it for 4 or 5 hours, and then, after work I did a check-in and it was worse than this. So, I don't know if that's saying something, but I'm just saying that less of my makeup came off, today than with the foundation. So, yeah. I'm not too particular about this side anymore. I do feel like a little bit, I don't know if my foundation or the powder came off, but I feel like my my scars are starting to peek through right here. This side still looks really good. I don't feel oily at all. What about my under eyes? My under eyes are pretty normal. This side is creasing, and this side is not. Again, I did bake on this side, and I just used regular powder on this side, or I just set with a brush on this side, so that is probably why this side's creasing, this one's not. But everything is still pretty together, still cohesive and everything, so far so good. So I'll check in a couple of hours again. Hey guys, so it's now 10:30 and I've had the concealer and the powder on for 8 hours. I've noticed when I came back home is that I'm very oily up top on my forehead. I'm going to zoom you guys in so you can see. I'm gonna get, yeah, alright. Y'all are getting the nitty gritty. Okay. So I'm very oily on my forehead, and I usually do get oily on my forehead, but I feel like I'm more oily today than I was the day that I did the foundation review. And then also I noticed that the I don't know if it's foundation or powder, started getting patchy right up here, and that doesn't usually happen. The makeup on the right side of my face, like I mentioned earlier, is starting to come off. I don't know what that's about, but it's coming off right here and it's looking very patchy. I kind of like just feel like the makeup looks like it's just like resting on top of my skin. Like, it doesn't look like I really pressed all my makeup into my face like it usually does. Like I said, I've only had this on for a total of 8 hours, and a lot of my days are way past 8 hours, so I'm wearing foundation and powder and everything for more than 8 hours, and I don't feel like I usually look this oily up here, and I usually don't have patchy makeup, so I don't know, but that's what's going on. Alright guys, so for my final thoughts, let's talk about the powder. I think you guys could probably tell I'm not that big of a fan of the powder. I don't want to say that it was terrible, because it wasn't. Like I said, I didn't notice anything really bad until my last check-in. So I would say that this powder lasts about 6 hours, and I say that because I think within like the 6th hour, that's when my oils really started to seep through my makeup. This is a pass for me. Like I said earlier, I do like the Wet n Wild Coverall powder, and it's $2 cheaper, so maybe you should go try that. And for the concealer, I haven't really talked much about the concealer, and I think that's because everything looks pretty normal here. I didn't notice any extra creasing or extra dryness or patchiness or anything. Like I said, when I first applied it, it blended very well into my foundation. It was really easy to apply. I did mention in my first check-in that it did start to crease on this side of my eye, but that is because I just set it with a brush, and on this side I did bake, so honestly I'm not that surprised. Other than that, it honestly, like I said, looks just like it would any other day. So for this, yeah, I would recommend it. Alright guys, that was my video for today. I really hope that this review and demo helped you in deciding whether you guys wanted to try the powder and the concealer. Go ahead and check out my foundation review if you have not already. I will link it down below in the description bar. But that's everything for today. Thank you guys so... I was almost done.
It's okay.
Thank you guys so much for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.